And he goes, man, yeah, I talked to Bryan. So, I mean, how long you guys think you do firing the kid? I go, and he goes, yeah, clearly you guys don't like doing it.
I never said that.
But he was like, what? And I'm like, you're so off?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Isn't that weird, though?
It's going to go strong.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're so off.
People get different ideas.
Yeah. Weird, right?
I'm
Weird
curious.
takeaway.
They've only just announced their move to Austin, and already there's trouble in paradise. Bryan Callen's been talking shit, and it came back to Brendan, who decided to bring it up during the latest episode of The Fighter and the Kid. Instead of talking about it off camera, Brendan thought he'd make it as awkward as possible by bringing it up on their failing podcast. And gone are the days when Brendan would straight up bully Callen on camera. Now he's refined his style into a more passive-aggressive confrontation where he drops an accusation while smiling through gritted teeth. He does the same thing with Bryan's allegations. Brendan's the sole reason why everyone still knows about them, because he'll randomly bring them up to remind everyone and then mask it off by saying how funny Bryan is and the allegations have ruined his life.
I have a very close friend, my best friend, who's falsely confused. But I'll get emotional here. It drives me, if we're being honest, leave this, Jin. Don't edit this out. I'm speaking from my fucking heart. I know you're not going to like this. I'm going to look right. It drives me nuts. Nuts. It drives me nuts. And you want to outcast him over some bullshit? That's what I don't with. That's what upsets me. So what makes me proud and not mad, I'm trying to get mad, what makes me proud is he's not going to lash out about it. Bryan's cool. Bryan goes to work. Bryan's doing the road. Bryan's trying to sell tickets. But I'll tell you right now, I don't forget. That shit's not cool with me. That's why you don't see me at those fucking places.
The irony is, Bryan's comedy career had a massive boost at the beginning of this year when he went down to Austin to record his new comedy special at Rogan's Comedy Club and sold out every show. That's the power of Rogan's celebrity. He'll drag in an average comic for a weekend and every single show will sell out fast. But not only that, Bryan also did a solo episode of JRE to boost his profile, which is something our boy Bappa hasn't had the pleasure of doing since 2022, almost 3 years ago. Bear in mind that Brendan Schaub is the most frequent guest in JRE history.
I don't think about ratings.
No, you don't.
But that's why I have them.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? Like, it's not about ratings.
Right.
Like, if you sit around thinking about the ratings, do you think you would be on?
No. What do you mean?
You'd be on this show right now.
Imagine if I was like saying things. Yeah, how'd that come across? Can we do that again? Let me do that again.
You didn't even get it. You didn't even catch it.
Oh, you f***er. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, you motherfucker.
And so this move to Austin is looking like it's going to mostly benefit Bryan. Instead of traveling around the country doing gigs to feed his families and pay child support, he will likely tee up a regular spot at the mothership, which will honestly probably pay more than his tours do because Joe Rogan's known to be quite generous and give comedians most of the door. However, one thing we know about Brendan is that he's a shark when it comes to business. He will no doubt have massive plans to make a comedy comeback and finally get a spot on stage at the mothership as well, a place he's previously been banned from performing at. But I'll get into the rumors that Bryan Callen is leaving The Fighter and the Kid in just a moment, because today I'm wearing my fresh new Business Shark tee and hoodie, which you can get exclusively from the Podcast Cringe merch store. Anyway, check out the links below or just head straight over to podcastcringe.com to get your Business Shark tee and hoodie, as well as a bunch of other exclusive designs only available from the Podcast Cringe merch store.
I told you to remind me. I'll do this off air, but we can do it here. Mutual friend of ours apparently talked the other day. Talked to him today and he goes, man, yeah, I talked to Bryan. So, I mean, how long you guys think you do firing the kid? I go, and he goes, yeah, clearly you guys don't like doing it. And I go,
huh?
You're talking to Brendan, man. It's me. He goes, yeah, I know. It's running a short leash. You guys gonna stop doing it when you get to Austin? I go, fighting the kid? He's yeah. I go, oh, Bubba, let me go through this right. Fighting a kid could make $0, and me and Bryan would still do it every week.
Yeah.
It's never been about the money.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that.
Right.
He goes, really? I go, yeah. He goes, oh, I just figured the vibe, like after talking to Bryan, and talking to you, I went, oh, you're so off, dude.
Yeah.
I said, I talk to Bryan every day.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I thought you only talked to me when you're in the studio. I'm like, buddy. I said, dude, I can't tell you how off you are. He goes, really? I go, yeah.
Who
dude.
is this?
I'll tell you off air.
Oh, it's so funny.
I said, you either taking what I'm saying out of context or what Brian's out of context. I said, I can't.
We're not talking enthusiastically because we're.
I said, I can't emphasize it. Or maybe when he's talking to us, there's just issues, maybe. I don't know.
I never said that.
But he was like, what? And I'm like, you're so off.
Yeah,
Way
that's
off.
hilarious.
Yeah.
We're going to Austin together, dude.
Yeah, I told him, I said, Brian bought a house before me. He goes, really? I never thought he was going to go. I'm like, yeah, he bought the house before I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're doing.
No, we
podcasts,
both have houses. Yeah.
and it's going.
Isn't that weird, though?
It's gonna go strong.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're so
people
off.
get different
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah. Weird, right?
I'm
Weird
curious to
takeaway.
see who it is.
Yeah, you'll know.
Very interesting.
Okay, this is actually fucking crazy. There is so much loaded in there. Basically, there are two options in my opinion. The first one is Bryan has been talking shit about Brendan and the podcast, and as usual, our boy Bupper is the 12th man on the deal team and has to find out from somebody else about personal matters like this one. Alternatively, Bryan and Brendan's mutual friend was trolling Brendan. I think both options are equally valid. I've honestly heard it both ways. If you ask me though, I'd say that Bryan's been hinting to people that he's going to part ways with Brendan depending on how things go down in Austin. And there's something that Brendan said there that makes me think that. I didn't realize that Bryan was the first one to buy a place down there. I think a lot of us were thinking that Brendan was going to be more keen to move than Bryan was, and Bryan would either need a lot of convincing or would just end up staying back in LA. See, Bryan's made a career out of being a Hollywood extra as well as doing stand-up comedy, and the options are going to be limited when he moves to Texas. However, like I was saying earlier, it makes sense that Bryan has a massive opportunity to resurrect his comedy career at Rogan's Comedy Club, given that they've been friends for decades. But there's one more thing that I just can't get past. Brendan saying that they'll keep doing the podcast even if it's making $0 is absolutely wild. That right there just proves that somebody else is bankrolling his whole operation. How is it even possible to pay several staff as well as Bryan's monthly appearance fee with $0 coming through the door? You guys know my theory. His dad, Peter Schaub, is keeping the lights on and covering the bills as a tax write-off and to keep his boy busy and out of trouble. But there's no way to know that for sure. I mean, I've also speculated that Brendan secretly isn't getting paid for doing ad reads, he's just doing them to keep up appearances and be like his buddies. Just take a look at how he throws one of his sponsors under the bus by admitting his gums are wrecked from sucking on too many nicotine pouches.
I think when I go to Texas, I got to go under and have someone work on these teeth. But I have to go under.
You do?
Yeah, I'd have to be knocked out.
What do they have to do to you?
I don't know.
Cover them?
Yeah. I can't touch anything.
Really?
Nothing with sugar.
Because the whole
Daddy's in shape because I can't eat sugar.
But because it's you're
So sensitive. Oh, buddy.
Really?
Oh, buddy. Like
Wow.
like pain to my knees if I eat sugar.
What?
Yeah, but I haven't touched sugar in a year.
Man,
I know, isn't it great?
that's really good.
There's Ozempic
That's a
and then
tough
just get
one.
cavities. Pick your poison.
Get
Cavities
yeah.
or Ozempic.
Yeah, that's
I
impressive.
chose cavities.
Does it hurt on the outside too, like the side, or just on the
Sensitive where I do my nicotine, like the gums are all f***ed out down
bottom? Of
there.
course, because you do a ton.
So let's go to
We
the
gotta
dentist.
get you drilled up, Bubba.
You have to put me under like a Bengal tiger.
No.
They can give you Novocaine, can't they?
Oh, no. I can't do that. No, I can't be awake if you're going to touch my mouth.
But-
you ever had a dog that has a f***ed up paw and try and touch it? It's,
Yeah.
That's me with my teeth.
Bubba, we'll
But I'm
just,
240 pounds.
Bubba, we'll just
And I'll
shoot you out.
Yep, you touch my teeth.
We'll shoot you out with some numbing agents.
No. Here's the thing. I get anxiety even walking into the dentist.
Ah, the big old pussy Schaub. So I don't know how his sponsor, Rogue, would feel about Brendan saying a product that he's the ambassador for fucked up his gums. That's the kind of thing they'd probably don't want Bubba advertising. Stick to the script, B. Thank him. But let's get back to this move to Austin because this is going to actually be really interesting. We know this time last year, Brendan announced he was quitting comedy to focus on being a baseball dad and to be at home more for his sick daughter at the time. However, just a few weeks earlier, he divulged the real reason why the comedy scene in LA had become so unwelcoming towards him.
I feel like Joe Rogan really like shifted the mindset in comedy of like,
we're not against each other. We're really together, and we can a rising tide can lift all boats.
Correct.
He seemed to be like the tip of the spear on that.
And then he took that ship and he went to Austin. So that's the same philosophy out there in Austin. But now LA's like Game of Thrones because the king's out got his head cut off. By head cut off, I mean he moved to Austin. And then now it's back to survival of the fittest, which is fine. I can do both. I can adapt with both. I'm down, but it was a better time when Rogan was in town.
How was it different?
It's just when you got a guy at that magnitude going, this is how we do it. Everyone respects everybody. We support each other in every way possible, whether it's podcasts, putting each other on shows. Like, this is how we do it. Like, people are like, I guess that, even if they didn't want it, like, that's what I got to do if that's what the guy says, and that's how he carries himself. We're going to do the same. So it was just a more welcoming time. Then he leaves, and that kind of standard's gone. And you still got the big boy. You got Santino and Bobby doing Bad Friends. You got Bert Kreischer. He just does his on his own. Segura's gone. Theo's gone. Tim Dillon's in and out, right? So it's just kind of everyone's spread. So that kind of, those kind of unspoken rules are gone. Which is, I'm down for the lawlessness town. I'm down for that. I'll survive in that. But it's just not as fun, if that makes sense.
As fate would have it, Buppa wouldn't be able to survive the LA comedy scene without Papa Rogan to get him through the door every night. That's why I'm so interested to see what happens when they head down to Austin. We know that Rogan had a talk with Schaub and explained to him that he's not a headliner yet and he has to put in the work to improve his act before Rogan will put him on stage. We've also heard Rogan deflect responsibility for bookings onto Adam Egert, who takes care of all of the bookings at the mothership. But now that Brendan hasn't been on stage for over a year, he hasn't been working on his craft or putting in the hours on stage to make it into the elite top 50 group of comedy assassins. How will Joe Rogan deal with Buppa's constant pestering and nagging to put him on, especially if Bryan's got a regular spot? If things go the way I think they will, Bryan eventually won't need the monthly paycheck from Brendan's dad, and Brendan will be stuck with a dead podcast and a dead comedy career. First it was Theo Von, and now it's looking like Bryan Callen will be figuring some stuff out. And it doesn't help that Brendan's completely innumerate.
Tucker's way bigger now that he's on his own, yeah?
Oh, yeah, way bigger. Way bigger. He's so good. He's undeniable.
He's a super nice guy.
He knows exactly why he stands where he stands. Like, he's really thought out every position, it feels
Well,
like.
he's not a liar.
He was a little weird when he was on Fox because, he's pushing the agenda. But then when he went on his own, I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
but he was
towards
also
the end of
fighting
Fox,
people who were...
towards the end of his run, he was like the only guy on the news talking about real shit.
yeah.
And
That's why he left.
and talking about things that were very controversial and people did not want him talking about.
And that's why they fired him,
They
right?
fired him when he was at the top. It was a lot of different things. There was multiple different. I mean, no one was happy.
Both their Fox and CNN ratings suck. Cock. Final Kid gets more views.
Yeah, it's at this point it's a weird medium because there's too many commercials. You have to watch it at the time that it's
That's
on.
how they make money through all the advertising. And it's all pharmaceutical companies.
It's just too hard to compete with the internet.
So I actually went and looked this up. In the past week, Fox News averaged 2.8 million viewers per night, and CNN averaged 500,000 viewers per night. Compare that to The Fighter and the Kid's 900,000 views for the past 30 days, and Fox News does more than 3 times the views that Brendan does in a month in just one night, and CNN isn't too far behind. Why Brendan makes shit up like that when it's easily verifiable will never cease to amaze me, but it makes more and more sense why Rogan tells Jamie to disable the live chat on Fight Companions. And Brendan's clearly nervous about this move. It seems like he was a bit quick to pull the trigger on the move, and now he's getting cold feet.
Shannon, how are you feeling about Texas? Now that it's getting real?
I told my parents yesterday because they came to
How'd
visit
they
me
take
yesterday.
it? I did get a call from your dad.
I know. Was he crying or no?
No, he's like, I can't wait to get this kid out of here.
No, everyone's cool with it, man.
Your
Yeah,
mom-
like I said, I don't have.
I haven't got pushback from anyone. A few people expected, but for the most part, everyone's stoked.
Yeah, I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. Like,
Yeah, you're the perfect
yeah,
candidate
this
to go.
is like the best time to give it a
You
shot.
just
So
up and go.
yeah.
You get any pushback on your friends or family?
Oh, no.
No, right?
Not at all.
Most people are like, can't believe we didn't go before.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All of them.
Our boy AG from Toehold was like, I can't believe Brian's going. Everyone's like, I can't believe Brian's going. I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah. Come on, man. Let's go.
Yeah, Brian's 100% been talking shit behind Brendan's back. He's got a plan, and I'm totally fucking here for it. Now, you guys know I don't like to be cynical, and I never make assumptions or create my own narratives. Seriously, who the fuck keeps adding shit to my scripts? Sorry. Anyway, apparently Texas has much looser family laws and actually caps monthly child support payments at $2,760 for 3 kids. I mean, everything helps, right?
The new Austin look, dude.
Dude, hair transplant, cowboy hat, and I fix my teeth, bro.
Oh, dude.
And your wife doesn't divorce you for that gay search history, dude.
Yeah,
My only issue with all of it, there's a million things you have to figure out, leave the studio, all this, but we'll figure all that out. And the kids are stoked, but I just don't think they realize the magnitude.
They don't yet, but they'll get, you know what kids do, especially boys? They adapt this quickly.
They will, especially I'll find his team, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we'll end the season in May, so we'll leave after then.
You'll get yourself a Tesla. You'll be driving around with me. It's going to be great.
Never. Yeah, I'm excited. Be fun.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait.
A new journey, new chapter.
Fuck yeah, man.
It's going to be man.
Yeah. Be great.
What else you got, Jen?
Okay, is it just me, or was the whole vibe of this podcast fucking weird? It's like everyone in that studio has Stockholm Syndrome. Brian sits there like a hostage, nodding and smiling, picking away at his hands, while Brendan looks around, forcing everyone to laugh at his shit jokes. It'll be interesting to see how much money Brendan's dad puts into the new podcast studio down in Texas. Maybe Papa Rogan can lease them some space for cheap in one of his warehouses or something, but honestly, at this point, they should really downsize everything and do it out of Brendan's house or something. Tiger Belly does way better numbers, and it's all run out of Bobby Lee's garage. Either way, it's going to be an interesting few months to see how it all pans out. Like I said, I've got my money on Callen coming out of this in a better position than he's in now, and Brendan will no doubt continue to redefine rock bottom. The guy would survive a nuclear holocaust. Anyway, make sure you check out the links below, or just head straight over to podcastcringe.com and check out all my new merch designs. Otherwise, sign up to my Patreon via the link in the description for my longer form uncensored content. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel on YouTube while you're here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, she might be my type because I'm
Guys,
50%
guys, I'm a fan of her too. I would beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, but you're
cool,
280
man.
pounds.
You just said I'd be
fucking gorilla.
scared of her.
Not you,
No, me.
Brian.
I
said
thought you were talking about me.
Brian. No,
that's why I said that.
No, Brian.